Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a bit of a different video on my channel. I've never actually done this before. I'm going to be doing a first impression on a primer. I mentioned this in my previous video. This is the NYX Honey Dew Me Up and this is what I'm going to be testing out today. When I went to the NYX store last week, I obviously bought the Total Control foundation. And I'll link that video down below if you want to see how it wore and things like that. And when I was there, it recommended this for me. Even though I have oily skin, it said it has quite a tacky base and it does help to keep your foundation on if you do want that bit of kind of glow come through, which I do actually quite like to have a highlighted look, but obviously my skin doesn't last. And he said that this should work for my skin, so we will see if it actually works. So yeah, we're just going to jump straight into it. So to buy this primer, it is £15 and you get... How much do you get? There's 22 mils, so it's quite a good amount. He said that you don't need tons and that the actual gold flecks in it do disappear. So we'll just open this up now. It is all concealed, which is what I like. When you're buying something, if you're buying a product that you've got to kind of rip it open, then at least you know that, you know, no one else has been in it before you have. This is what it looks like out of the thing. It is just a kind of spatula applicator. So we're just going to get started. So I'm just going to clip my hair back out of the way. Right, so I'm just going to take some on my fingers. Oh, I don't really know how much to use. I'm probably going to take about that much and we'll start with that. Oh, it is quite tacky actually, like I said. Ooh. Oh, it smells really nice. He said it would leave your skin a little bit shiny. It wouldn't completely mattify it down because obviously it is the Dew Me Up one. But, oh, it does have that tacky base that he was talking about. He said the tacky base helps to keep it on. Oh, that's very tacky. Right, that's quite nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump in with the foundation. I am going to be using the NYX Total Cover foundation just because he said that these work really well together. So we're just going to test them out. Obviously you already know my thoughts on this foundation. I did quite like it. I have used it since and it did wear really well. So, right, we'll just put that on for now. I'm just going to use a brush to apply it. Like I said in my previous video with this foundation, you can really build up the coverage, which I think is really quite nice. And it doesn't feel as though you've got a heavy foundation on your skin. A couple more drops on my forehead. To be honest, I think it's making my skin quite a bit matte actually. Not like super matte, like a really matte mattifying primer would, but it's to say that the name is Honey Dew Me Up and it's got a little bit of radiance in the skin, but not like a super glowy primer would. So there's my foundation done, so I'm just going to jump in with concealer now. I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Conceal and the Kevyn Aucoin Essential Skin Enhancer. Then I'm just going to be blending that in with my Real Techniques sponge. Then I'm just going to be highlighting the centre of my face with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. foundation and the concealer are sitting really nice on my nose, which is good because some foundations can make it kind of slip and slide about. Right, so there is all that done. So now I'm just going to do my usual, setting my face with the RCMA No Colour powder. Just so then it's got a true test of how it lasts. Set my eyelids. Right, and then I'm just going to be setting the rest of my face with a big fluffy brush. Yeah, as I'm putting this powder on, it is just gliding on. It doesn't feel tacky or anything. It doesn't feel as though the makeup's going to slide about my face. Sorry, I have actually got a little bit of a cold and a really sore throat. I don't know if you could tell probably in my last video when I finished off, my throat was so croaky, it was doing my head in. I hate it when you get a cold because it's just so annoying, like your throat's just really dry and it feels like you can't swallow either. Right, so that is all my face makeup done apart from my bronzer and my blusher and things. I'm going to do them off camera and my eye makeup and my eyebrows, and then I will come back. So far I think this primer is really nice. If you can see, I'll kind of zoom you in a little bit. We're going to get a little bit too close for comfort, but it's not really accentuated any of my pores or anything. The makeup's sitting really nice on my nose as well, so I'm really impressed with that. Before I put the powder on, it did feel as though it was a little bit more dried down than what it did when I had no primer on, when I tested it half and half. So first impression, I really like this foundation. The smell is really nice and the gold flecks don't transfer, which is really good. So yeah, I will come back in just a minute when the rest of my makeup's done. Alright! Right everyone, so that is me put the rest of my makeup on now. I have just filmed this eye look, so if you would like to see how to create this look, then if it's up before or after, then I will obviously link it down below. So overall, I think this primer is so far wearing amazingly. No oils come through at all yet. Obviously, it has only probably been about 40 minutes. I've been doing bits and bobs. I did my eye makeup then, obviously. So it's probably been about 40 minutes since I actually applied the foundation, and there is no oil come through yet. So it's looking really nice. My skin is looking quite healthy and glowy. Obviously, I have got highlighter on, but just naturally anyway, it's not looking super matte, which I do quite like. I do like my face to be really matte, but obviously I like a bit of glow in it as well, because other than that you just look really flat and if there's nothing going on. What I will do is if my makeup changes at all, then I will do throughout the day kind of check-ins, but if it doesn't budge, then there's no point in me doing a check-in, so then I will just wait till the very end of the day and then show you what it looks like. So yeah, stay tuned. Alright everyone, so this primer's probably now been on for about 6 hours, which I think it's holding up quite well. It has got quite a bit of shine just on my nose, but that is the place where I normally get it. Obviously it isn't a mattifying primer, but to be honest I think it's not done too bad. So what I am going to do, I'm going to powder now just to get rid of some of this because I am off to Slimming World. So I'm just going to powder it just to take away some of the oil and then some of the excess oil on my skin, and then we'll see what it looks like. It's not really wore off in any areas or anything yet, so that is a good sign. I think with this foundation as well, just coming back to the foundation, which I already said in my review, when it gets oily, it actually looks darker, but then when you powder it back down, it looks absolutely fine, so. Yeah, so 6 hours where I think this is quite good so far. It's looking very nice on the skin. Nothing too crazy. I just thought I'd do a quick little update because I knew I was going to be powdering, so because I am going out, so I wouldn't go out with that, but it's not doing too bad. Right, so I'll probably only do about one more update, so I'll see you then. So this is my last check-in for today. The primer has now been on for 11 hours, and overall I think it actually looks not too bad. To say that I have only powdered once, I think it's looking really good. Obviously it's shiny, but it is not a mattifying primer, that is what you've got to understand. Like, for God's sake, the actual thing says honey dew me up, like, come on. It's not going to be like super mattifying, but I think it's done really well in keeping my makeup intact. It hasn't really transferred that much, especially like you can tell on my chin and things like that, and my jawline. It's not really wore off in any areas, which I think is really good, and especially on my nose, which I am quite impressed with. Obviously it's worn off a tiny little bit, but it's not as much as what I actually thought it would be, because I have been kind of rubbing my nose a little bit, and the fact that the foundation hasn't come off as much proves that the primer has helped to keep that makeup in place. So yeah, overall I'm really happy with it. I would definitely recommend it. Obviously, if you're wanting to wear a primer throughout the day and not powder at all, then this primer is not the primer for you. But the fact that I have had this on since 11:30 and it is now 10:30 at night and I've only powdered once throughout this day, I think that is amazing. So, and for £15, which you do get a lot, like I literally used, you saw how much I used. It's only a little spatula. You'd only need what is actually on the spatula. I think this is something that would last you a very long time. You will be seeing it in my future videos, so then I will keep you updated that way to see if I do continue to still really like it. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, then please give it a big like and hit the subscribe button below. If you would like to be notified every time I upload a video, then hit the little bell next to it and you'll get a notification every time I upload a video if you want to keep informed on what videos I upload. I do upload 2 videos a week, so yeah, thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!